3 marriages destroyed. 2 women lost their minds. 1 girl almost lost her life. And the woman responsible. Everyone called her blessed. Everyone trusted her. Everyone paid her. But nobody knew that while she braided their hair, she was stealing something far more precious. Before diving into this shocking story, don't forget to subscribe to African Tales by Amara and turn on the notification bell so you never miss what happens next. In the heart of Enugu, there was a salon that made women dream. Crown of Glory, even the name sounded like heaven. Women would save for months just to sit in those white leather chairs. They'd travel from Lagos, from Abuja, from Port Harcourt, just to have Madam Flourish touch their hair. Chisholm was 19. First in her family to enter university. Her mother. She sold fried yam by the roadside under that broken umbrella near the motor park. Every morning at 4 a.m., Mama Chisholm would wake up to prepare her yams. Every coin she made went to her daughter's education. Chisholm. Chisholm. Her best friend Ejiro was shaking her arm that Saturday afternoon. We are going somewhere special today. Chisholm laughed. Ejiro, you know I don't have money for. Shut up. My aunt knows Madam Flourish personally. She'll give us a discount. You can't enter university looking like a village girl. When they walked into Crown of Glory, Chisholm's mouth fell open. The floors were marble. The mirrors had gold frames. The air smelled like expensive perfume mixed with something sweet. Too sweet. And there she was. Madam Flourish. Tall. Elegant. Her skin glowed like she bathed in honey. Her red lips curved into a smile that could convince you to sell your soul. She moved like water, smooth, flowing, dangerous. Welcome, my darlings, she said, her voice like butter melting on warm bread. Then she looked at Chisholm. Really looked at her. Her eyes moved from Chisholm's forehead to her neck, studying her like a book. You have a very special face, she whispered. Something in Chisholm's stomach tightened. Madam Flourish sat Chisholm in the center chair, the throne, other customers called it. Her fingers moved through Chisholm's old braids, loosening them with a gentleness that felt wrong. Like a snake pretending to be a butterfly. Do you have a boyfriend? Madam Flourish asked casually. No, Ma. Parents alive? Yes, Ma. Just my mother. Where do you stay? Alone. With family. With my mother, Ma. Any enemies? Anyone who wishes you bad? Chisholm giggled nervously. No, Ma. I don't think so. Every answer was being stored. Filed away. Saved for later. Ejiro sat under the dryer, laughing with another customer, completely missing the interrogation happening 3 feet away. Then Madam Flourish began braiding. Her fingers moved fast. Too fast. Like a machine programmed to weave. Other stylists took 4 hours for this style. She finished in 2. When Chisholm looked in the mirror, she gasped. The braids reached her waist. Black. Shiny. Perfect. Each one exactly the same thickness, the same length, the same curve. She looked like those girls in music videos. She looked expensive. Madam, I look like a different person. Madam Flourish leaned close to her ear. So close Chisholm could smell her breath, sweet like overripe fruit. Because you are a different person now. She said it like a joke. But her eyes weren't laughing. They were watching. Before Chisholm could stand up, Madam Flourish pressed something into her hand. A small bottle. No label. The liquid inside was dark gold. Rub this on your scalp every night before you sleep. Every night. It will make the braids last longer. Stop any itching. Thank you, Ma. Don't forget, Madam Flourish's fingers wrapped around Chisholm's wrist. Her nails were red. Blood red. Every Single. Night. The grip was too tight. The smile was too wide. But Chisholm was too happy to notice. That night, Chisholm rubbed the oil on her scalp. It smelled like coconut mixed with flowers. Mixed with something else she couldn't name. Something that made her nose tingle. She slept like the dead. But in her dream, a woman stood over her bed. Long red nails. Whispering. Whispering words Chisholm couldn't hear but could feel crawling under her skin. She woke up soaked in sweat. Heart pounding. 3:33 a.m. Her phone rang at 6 a.m. Mama Chisholm's voice was shaking. Chisholm. I had a terrible dream about you. You were walking into a dark room, and someone was following you. Someone with red hands. Pray. Pray now. Chisholm's blood turned cold. Red hands. Red nails. Mama, I'm fine. Pray. But Chisholm didn't tell her mother about her own dream. Didn't want to worry her more. By Thursday, things got strange. She was tired. So tired she fell asleep in class. Her appetite gone. Food tasted like sand. But the strangest thing. Men. Everywhere she went, men stared. Not normal looking. Hungry staring. Like she was meat and they hadn't eaten in weeks. At the market, sister, I need to know you. At the bus stop, I can't explain it, but I must have your number. In church, God told me you're my wife. Ejiro laughed when Chisholm complained. It's the magic. Madam Flourish makes women irresistible. But Chisholm didn't feel irresistible. She felt like prey. 2 weeks later, Chisholm's phone rang at midnight. Ejiro was sobbing. Everything is falling apart. Ejiro, what happened? My boyfriend left me for no reason. Just said he doesn't feel anything anymore. My mother collapsed yesterday, the doctors don't know why. I lost my purse with my rent money. My laptop crashed with all my assignments. Chisholm, I'm cursed. When did this start? 2 weeks ago, right after I braided my hair. Silence. Chisholm, we need to go back. Maybe Madam Flourish can help. Maybe she can fix this. Ejiro, I don't think. Please. Come with me tomorrow. Please. The next afternoon, they stood outside Crown of Glory. But something was happening. A woman stood in front of the salon. Her name was Amara. Her clothes were torn. Her eyes were red and swollen like she'd been crying for days. Her hair looked like she'd been fighting with it. And she was screaming. Madam Flourish is a witch. She destroyed my marriage. People gathered. Phones came out. Recording. She used my hair. She tied my husband to another woman. My husband of 12 years. Now he doesn't even recognize me. Omalara raised a bottle above her head. I will burn this place today. The salon door opened. Madam Flourish stepped out. Calm. Smooth. Her face showed nothing. This woman is mentally unstable, she said coldly. She's been sick for months. Security, remove her. 2 huge men grabbed Omalara's arms. You're evil. Omalara screamed as they dragged her. You're evil. Check your hair. Check your hair. Ejiro whispered, let's go inside. She's probably mad. But Chisholm's legs wouldn't move. Her spirit was screaming. Run. That night, Chisholm couldn't sleep. Omalara's words kept echoing in her head. Check your hair. Check your hair. She remembered the questions Madame Flourish asked. So many questions. Too many questions. She remembered the oil. Every night. Don't forget. Every night. She remembered her mother's dream. The red hands. She remembered the men. Their hungry eyes. Following her. Watching her. At 2 a.m., Chisholm got out of bed. She knelt on the cold floor. God, if there's something evil attached to me, expose it. Show me. Protect me. I plead the blood of Jesus over my life. As she prayed, something happened. A feeling. No, a command. Like God Himself was speaking to her spirit. Remove the braids. Now. But God, they are still neat. They cost so much. Now. Chisholm stood up. Her hands were shaking. She went to her mirror and started loosening the first braid. Then the second. The third. She prayed over each one as she pulled it apart. Any evil hidden here, be exposed. Any darkness attached to me, be destroyed. Fourth braid. Fifth. Sixth. Seventh. Then she reached the eighth braid. Started pulling from the root. And she screamed. There, wrapped around her natural hair at the scalp, almost invisible unless you were looking for it, was a thread. A red thread. Thin as a spider's web. Knotted 3 times around the root of her hair. Her entire body went cold. She checked another braid. Another red thread. Another. 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 Every single braid had red threads knotted at the roots. Hidden. Secret. Deliberate. Chisholm's scream woke her mother. Mama. Mama, come. Look at this. Mama Chisholm rushed in, saw the threads, and her face went white. She didn't ask questions. Didn't doubt. Didn't hesitate. She grabbed scissors from the drawer. We are cutting it all off. Mama. All of it. And we are going to church. Not tomorrow. Not in the morning. Right now. Tears streamed down both their faces as Mama Chisholm cut. Each snip sounded like breaking chains. At 3 a.m., they left the house. Chisholm's head was almost bald. But she was free. Or so she thought. They didn't go to their regular church. Mama Chisholm drove to the outskirts of town, where a small ministry operated from a converted warehouse. Pastor Zechariah. People said he could see things others couldn't. When they walked in, the pastor was already awake. Praying. Like he was expecting them. He took one look at Chisholm and said, "Sit down, my daughter. You have been marked." Chisholm burst into tears. "Tell me everything. From the beginning." She told him about Crown of Glory. About Madam Flourish. The questions. The oil. The dreams. The men following her. The red threads. Pastor Zechariah's face grew darker with each word. "My daughter," his voice was heavy, "that woman is not just a hairstylist. She is an agent of darkness." Mama Chisholm wailed. "She uses the hair of young girls to perform rituals. Some she uses for money. The more successful the girl, the more money she makes. Some she uses to control men, making them obsessed with the girl, then redirecting that obsession where she wants it. Some hair she sells to occult groups for blood money." Chisholm was shaking. The oil. The oil was meant to open your spirit. To make you vulnerable to manipulation. Every night you used it, she gained more access to your destiny. "But I prayed. And God saved you. If you had kept those braids for 2 more weeks." He shook his head. "It would have been very difficult to reverse. Some girls never recover. Some go mad. Some die mysterious deaths." He stood up. "We will pray now. We will break every covenant. Destroy every connection. Cleanse your spirit completely." For the next hour, Pastor Zechariah prayed like a warrior. Prayers that shook the building. Prayers that made hell tremble. When they finally left at sunrise, Chisholm felt lighter. But one thought haunted her. How many other girls are still wearing those red threads? The next morning, Chisholm went straight to Ejiro's house. Ejiro, you need to remove your braids. Now. Chisholm, have you lost your mind? These braids cost. Check the roots. Ejiro rolled her eyes but started loosening one braid. Chisholm watched her friend's face change from annoyance to confusion to absolute terror. What is this? Red threads. Knotted at the roots. Ejiro's scream was so loud, neighbors came running. We have to report her. Chisholm said. To who? Chief Rich. She knows the commissioner's wife. She styles the governor's daughter. Nobody will believe us. Then we gather evidence. We find other victims. We expose her publicly. They became detectives. They started with women they knew. Women from church. From school. From the market. Did you braid your hair at Crown of Glory? Some laughed. Some got angry. But some started crying. Adana was first. A banker. Married 5 years. After I braided there, my husband changed. He started cheating openly. Said he couldn't control himself. Said something was pulling him to other women. We went for deliverance. The prophet said someone used my hair for rituals. When I removed the braids, red threads. Then you turned. A nurse. Every night, I had the same dream. I was in a meeting with people wearing red robes. They were chanting. Using my hair for something. I'd wake up exhausted. Like I never slept. When I cut the hair, the dream stopped. Story after story. Chisholm recorded everything on her phone. 12 women. 12 testimonies. 12 sets of evidence. But they didn't know that Madame Flourish had spiritual informants. They didn't know she was watching. They didn't know that revenge was already on its way. That night, Madame Flourish sat in her shrine room behind the salon. Candles burning. Red cloth spread on the floor. A mirror bordered with human hair. She threw cowrie shells. They showed her a name. Chisholm. Her face twisted with rage. This small rat wants to destroy what took me 15 years to build. She took a photograph from her drawer. Every customer got their picture taken for the salon album. She found Chisholm's. She placed it in the center of the red cloth. Stuck 7 pins through it. Lit a black candle. Let's see how brave you are when you can't breathe. At exactly midnight, Chisholm was drinking water in her kitchen when it happened. The cup fell from her hand. Crashed on the floor. Her body went stiff. She tried to scream. No sound came out. Her eyes rolled back. Her legs gave way. She hit the ground hard. Chisholm. Mama Chisholm's scream shook the house. Somebody help. Help. Neighbors rushed in. They carried her to the car. Raced to the hospital. The doctor checked everything. Blood pressure. Heart rate. Brain scan. Medically, she's perfect, he said, confused. But she's completely unconscious. I don't understand it. Mama Chisholm understood perfectly. She called Pastor Zechariah. They are fighting back. The pastor arrived within minutes. Took one look at Chisholm and started praying violently. Every arrow of darkness, go back to your sender. Every evil hand stretched against this child, be paralyzed. By fire. By fire. By fire. 30 minutes. 30 minutes of warfare. Then Chisholm's eyes opened. She gasped for air like someone drowning. She knows, Chisholm whispered. Madame Flourish knows. Pastor Zechariah's eyes blazed. Then we stop hiding. We fight in the open. The real war had just begun. We stop hiding. We fight in the open, Pastor Zechariah declared. The next day, 12 women sat in his office. 12 victims. Scared, but no longer silent. The plan was simple. But it was dangerous. First, a video. All 12 women telling their stories, one after another. No faces, just voices. Voices of pain, betrayal, and warning. Second, the police. A formal report filed with all the physical evidence, the red threads, the leftover oil, the photos. Third, the radio. A popular morning show agreed to tell the story anonymously. Within 48 hours, Enugu was on fire. The video had 1 million views. The radio show was the #1 topic in every taxi, every market, every office. Angry crowds gathered outside Crown of Glory. Witch! 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 They chanted. Journalists arrived with cameras. The police, who had ignored their report at first, now had no choice. With cameras rolling, they broke down the salon door. What they found inside shocked the entire nation. Behind a false wall in the storeroom was a shrine. A secret room that smelled of blood and fear. Bottles of hair, each labeled with a woman's name. Photographs of customers pinned to a board, with needles stuck through their eyes, their wombs, their wallets. Jars filled with blood, strange oils, and liquids that made grown men feel sick. And a book. A book filled with handwritten notes on every customer. Their secrets. Their weaknesses. Their destinies. All stolen during friendly conversation. Madame Flourish was arrested on the spot. But as they put her in handcuffs, she smiled. A cold, empty smile. She looked at the cameras and said, "You think this is over? I have protectors. I will be out in 3 days." And she was. 3 days later, she was released on bail. Her lawyer was the most expensive in the state. The case was delayed. Witnesses started getting anonymous phone calls. 2 of the 12 women withdrew their statements. It looked like evil was going to win. Hope was fading. But one night, God intervened. Chisholm had a dream. She was standing outside the abandoned salon. From inside, she heard a girl crying. In the dream, she walked through the wall and saw her. A young girl, chained to a chair in a dark room. The girl looked at Chisholm and whispered, "Help me. I'm still inside." Chisholm woke up with tears on her face. "She's still there," she told Pastor Zechariah. "There's someone trapped in the salon." That night, Chisholm, Ejiro, and Pastor Zechariah went back to the salon. The building was dark and silent. They prayed as they walked around the back. Then Chisholm heard it. A faint sound. Knock. 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 "Did you hear that?" They followed the sound to a small, hidden door behind a pile of trash. Pastor Zechariah forced it open. Inside, they found her. She was thin, pale, and weak. Her name was Neka. She was only 16. Her story broke their hearts. Her own auntie had sold her to Madame Flourish for 200,000 Nigerian nairas. For 6 months, Madame Flourish had kept her locked in that room, using her blood and hair for the most powerful rituals. She was fed once a day and told if she screamed, she would die. They took Neka straight to the police station. This time, the evidence was undeniable. A living victim. A witness who had seen everything. Madame Flourish was rearrested that same night. This time, there was no bail. During the trial, she confessed everything. The cult she joined 15 years ago. The rituals. The 200 women whose lives she destroyed for money and power. She was sentenced to 25 years in prison. As they led her away, she looked at Chisholm. "There are many more like me," she whispered. Chisholm looked back, her voice strong. "And there will be many more like us, too." After the trial, Chisholm started a counseling center called Crown Restored to help other victims. Mama Chisholm adopted Nneka, who went back to school and became one of the brightest students in her class. Ejiro stopped chasing trends and started chasing God. 1 year later, a letter came from prison. It was from Madam Flourish. I was once like you, it read. Poor. Desperate. I took a shortcut, and it cost me my soul. I don't know if God can forgive me. But I am trying. Warn others. Be careful. Chisholm didn't know if it was real, but she prayed for her. On her graduation day, Chisholm stood tall, her degree in her hand. Her mother, Nneka, and Ejiro were in the crowd, a new family forged in fire. Her destiny had not been stolen. It had been refined. And in her heart, she whispered, "Thank you, God, for using me. Help me keep saving others."